Okay, so this is perhaps the rarest and craziest grappling match I have in my collection. This is Rumina Sato, Shooto champion, against Marcio Feitosa, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu champion. This happened at the 1998 Canadian Grappling Championships, and neither of them knew that the other person had flown into town and entered the tournament. So Rumina Sato had, up until very recently, been undefeated in the Shooto event in Japan. And then he had faced and lost to a Canadian Jiu-Jitsu fighter named Joel Gerson. And he was here in this tournament to avenge his loss. And he had no idea that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion, who won it in '97, Marcio Feitosa, had entered the tournament. And Feitosa had no idea that Rumina Sato had entered the tournament. And so they had each won some fights, and now they're fighting each other. And so this is literally a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu world champion against I guess, a catch wrestler? I mean, a mixed martial artist with a background in catch wrestling? Because Rumina Sato had learned his submission arsenal from Satoru Sayama, better known as Tiger Mask, who had fought in Japanese pro wrestling, and all those guys had learned their submission arsenal from various old school catch wrestlers that had gone to Japan to share their submission arsenal. So, pretty crazy. But here, let's watch the fight. Here we go, enough of me. So, the rules of this event were very undetermined. You could wear whatever you want, you could do whatever you want, and if nobody got submitted, the referee picks a winner. You can see Feitosa's wearing a kimono jacket, but no belt and no pants, and Rumina Sato's just wearing some tights. And off we go. And you were allowed to do any takedown, you were allowed to do any submission. Sato's there shooting a really quick single. And if you don't know who Rumina Sato is, Google him. Watch some of his matches. This dude, man, flying arm bars and just a terror. Before this match in Japan, he had submitted other Brazilians. I mean, jiu-jitsu black belts. There you go. That was a nice takedown by Feitosa, you know? It's no... Taking down Rumina Sato is no joke, you know? You don't get the nickname the Moon Wolf for, you know, for nothing. Anyway, Rumina Sato's got a lapel grab there, and he's looking to swivel his hips around and possibly look for some kind of leg lock. And bear in mind, this is 1998. These guys are doing stuff that is, especially Sato, that is like way, way ahead of its time. And the people who are sitting in the background watching this, the UFC had only happened a few years previously. You know? And I don't think either of these gentlemen went on to fight in the UFC, but goddamn, these guys were... See, look, watch this. See? Stands up and then tries a rolling knee bar. You know? Like, holy smokes. Anyway, so Feitosa's on top, Rumina Sato's on the bottom, and both of them know they're up against a formidable opponent. Neither of them are taking the fight lightly, you know? And can you imagine you fly across the world and then all of a sudden you find yourself standing on the mat facing down a fellow killer? When you think, I'm just going to go there and submit all these, you know, hosers. Neither of them are probably using the Canadian term hosers, but you know what I mean? Can you imagine? Rumina Sato flies here from Japan thinking he's just going to run through everybody, and then he faces Marcio Feitosa. Feitosa flies to Toronto or wherever. He's doing a seminar. He's like, I'll do this little tournament, you know, break some sweat. And then he's facing Rumina Sato? What the hell? Anyway, and you can see Feitosa's not having an easy time passing Rumina Sato's guard. And Rumina Sato, I mean, I think this is one of the very rare times you even see him on his back. I mean, if you watch him and look at how he's trying to pass his guard. I mean, look at that. Rumina Sato reguards against Marcio Feitosa, Jiu-Jitsu world champion. And if you watch footage of Rumina Sato, you know, on YouTube or whatever, aside from this footage on YouTube, you know, you'll see he does crazy stuff. The guy's got the fastest flying armbar in like mixed martial arts history. He submitted a guy in like 1 second, you know? He won a match with a flying inverted triangle choke. Who does that? His first match, he submitted a guy with like a rolling calf slicer. What? rolling calf slicer. So for Feitosa to have taken Sato down is no joke. I mean, before this match, in the year before, Rumina Sato defeated John Lewis. I think he fought John Lewis twice, and the first time he fought him to a draw, and the second time he defeated him, I think. Anyway, neither of these guys are schmucks. And can you imagine, you go to a little tournament and then, like, Marcio Feitosa and Rumina Sato are fighting? You just enter some local little tournament in 1998? I mean, aside from these two, the highest ranking people in the building are probably maybe purple belts, maybe, if they started doing jiu-jitsu in the early 90s and now it's 1998, you know? But, yeah. Marcio Feitosa versus Rumina Sato, in case I haven't said that enough times. And look, he's having a hell of a time trying to pass his guard. Bear in mind, passing someone's guard in an ogi situation is not easy. This is why leg locks have become so prevalent, because there's nothing to grab onto. You're sometimes better off just going for the foot, you know? But Feitosa's doing what jiu-jitsu people do. He's got the takedown, he's passing the guard, he's looking to attain, side control mount. And Rumina Sato's doing what he does, Actually, here I don't want to say he's out of his element, but this is the only time I've seen him being defensive. Normally you see him being quite offensive. Flying arm bars and God knows what else, like just crazy stuff. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear it, but there's like, people are shouting encouragement or advice or something. Who shouts advice to Marcio Feitosa? What are you shouting? Pass his guard. Hold him down. Maybe they're shouting, I don't know, how much time is left or the points on the board. I'm not even sure if there were points. Like, did Feitosa get points for doing that takedown? Who knows? I think they just let it go. And if nobody... There you go. And if nobody at the end taps, and nobody did, they pick a winner. You can see Feitosa, he's dropped to his knees, thanking, Jesus or whoever, giving people high fives and stuff. Doing what Brazilians do and giving everybody a hug, going to hug the bus driver, hugging Rumina Sato. Very social, So now the referee picks a winner because nobody got submitted. There you go. Yep. He's looking to the corner judges. Feitosa wins. Feitosa, and look, and Rumina Sato is giving him a hug. Good job. Because you got the takedown, so be it. But there you go. Marcio Feitosa versus Rumina Sato from the 1998 Canadian Grappling Championships.